Morning, guys. Today, Wayne Dyer shares with us some more wisdom, and this one he reminds us of is within us, and that is, you can't give away what you don't have. And isn't this so true? So when we look at ourselves, as we look at ourselves trying to develop the full power and control of our mind, if we don't fully control ourselves and that power, that positive power of our mind, how is it that we can even begin to share that or give away that with others? So same goes with fundamental law in life, which is love. If we don't love ourselves, if we don't feel good about ourselves, well, then how can we give that to anyone else? We can't give away what we don't have. And it sounds so simple, but it's number one. Everything starts with us. You have to love yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know you have a lot of good to give, and then you can share that with others. Have a great morning, everyone.
Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, breathing in through our noses and out through our mouths. Deep, long breaths. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. Feel that power of you keeping your back straight and your eyes closed, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's slightly painful. That's your true power. That's your determination. So use that power here, now, and forever. And see in your mind today how you will do when that music goes on as we work in the gym of life. But you gotta see it in your mind right now if you want to bring it out into the world. See yourself doing the best you can on all the stretches or exercises that we choose and do together here today, right here, right now, wherever we are. Because you were born to do that. You were born to use your determination to see in your mind what you want to create and then make real as you open your eyes and live your life.
Good morning, determination. How's everyone doing today? Another day in the gym of life, another chance to be better than we were last time. So here we go, determination, here we go. When I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot as we usually do. But for now, you can just start walking on the spot as we slowly warm up our bodies and get ready for another session here together, another moment, a few moments here together. When I say go, we'll start jogging on that spot. Ready, and go. Always focused on our breathing and how we can control it, no matter what we're doing, wherever we are in life, wherever we go, not just in the stretches or exercises we're doing. Anytime we're using our bodies and our minds, let's remember how we can always take control of that breathing. same way, we can take control of our minds, our thoughts, and therefore our feelings. It's hard work, but just like everything else, with hard work comes all the best things in life. So here we go. We're almost there with the jog, almost there. Feel your body. All the things that are going on right now. Your arms moving, your heart beating, your breathing. That's your presence. That's phenomenal. You are phenomenal. And stop. All right. Walking on the spot. I'm just going to walk side to side here since I have enough space. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, make sure you have enough space as we work together here in the gym of life. The gym of life never ends, even though we may not be exactly where we want to be at school, at work, wherever it is that we would see and be with all the people that we love and always look forward to being with. But we're here right now together in this moment if you're watching this and you're doing this. So let's go, everybody. Here we go. Let's roll the shoulders first. 10 forward. Here we go. Again, doing the best shoulder rolls we've ever done. All the way to our ears and around. That's 4, 5. Let's do 10 forward. Here we go. All right, and backwards. Again, enjoying the process, enjoying the effort that we're putting in right now to be our best in whatever we're doing. That's what matters. That's what matters. And that can always keep us in our greatest gift, our presence. You're here, you're watching, you're doing. You are living. You have everything you need. Here we go. All right, arm circles forward. Let's do 10 forward again. Again, thinking about our breathing. Deep, long breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And backwards. 10 arm circles backwards. Taking good air in and letting bad air out. Excellent. Okay, hands on the hips, bend the knees and side stretch. 5 on each side. Alright, let's do twist now. Keep your feet on the floor and just twist your body. Twist your hips. Again, just feeling the joy of moving your body. Alright, okay. And let's do 5 push-ups. Try your best. Here we go. Best 5 push-ups ever. Alright, 5 sit-ups, everyone. Here we go. Always doing your best. If you need to use your arms to lift up, for now, that's okay. Just keep going. Don't give up. Alright, let's do 5 squats. Here we go. All the way down, all the way up. Arms straight up, looking straight ahead. Excellent. Alright. Let's do 6 lunges. 3 on each side. Keeping our back straight, our body straight, looking straight ahead. Alright, good. And let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Feeling the joy of being able to become uncomfortable in order to one day be comfortable doing this. Alright, and stand up again, everybody. And let's reach for the ceiling on our toes. Here we go. Or if you're outdoors, you're reaching for the sky. Again, feeling the joy of reaching, stretching, using those muscles in our body, all the parts of our body, to reach, to do better. Alright, actually touch the ceiling this time. Here we go. Excellent. Alright, and reaching now for your toes. Straight knees.
Hold it there for 10 seconds. Excellent. All right, good. And let's balance now. Grab one leg and balance. Really think about what you're doing. Find that point, and then pull that leg up towards your bottom. Bend the other knee if you have to. Feel the power of you finding your balance in this moment right now. And switch. It's the same way you can find your balance in whatever you're doing. Keep thinking. Keep trying different things. Again, bend that knee if you have to. And pull your foot up towards your bottom, and you should feel a pull on the front of your leg, front of your thigh. Alright, now let's hug our knee. Here we go. Once again, find that balance, work for it. There we go, bend that knee and lift or hug your knee fully. Give it a nice big hug. Alright, and switch. The other one now. Slowly come on up. Make sure you have plenty of space around you. Just in case you do lose your balance, you fall. You get right back up though. You know the truth, determination. We never give up. We get right back up and we keep going. No matter what. Alrighty. Okay, and let's sit down.
Away. Villa finds Messi. Messi! Easy. Great stop by Douglas. And now Lionel Messi, 2-0. Shooting position for Pedro. Cleared by Varas, not very far. Messi scores.
At age 11, Lionel Messi was a talented soccer player in Argentina, but he was tiny for his age. Doctors diagnosed him with a growth hormone disorder that stunted his growth. He needed expensive medical injections every night or he might never grow to a normal height. Messi's family couldn't afford the treatment for long, and no local club would cover the cost. Some coaches told him he was just too small to succeed. His future in soccer was in doubt, despite his skill. But on the other side of the world, one club saw something special in him. In 2000, FC Barcelona invited 13-year-old Messi for a trial. Their youth coach watched the little boy dribble through players twice his size. Messi was shy and very small, but his talent was unmistakable. The coach quickly said, "Sign him. Don't even think about it." Barcelona agreed to pay for Messi's treatment and move his family to Spain. They even signed the contract on a napkin that day because they didn't want to wait. Lionel Messi went on to become one of the greatest footballers of all time. In 2022, the kid once called too small led Argentina to win the World Cup. You have to fight to reach your dream. You have to sacrifice and work hard for it. Lionel Messi. His story shows that size and setbacks don't decide your destiny. Your heart and your talent do. If you've been here before, drop a hashtag Believe in the comments below so I can feature you here in a future video. And if you're new, welcome to Believe Nation, the only channel that helps you believe in yourself daily, one video at a time. Believe. Lionel Messi's journey from a fragile, undersized kid to a world champion is a pretty incredible example of overcoming setbacks and turning what most people think is a weakness into a strength. It wasn't easy. He faced painful treatments and doubts from other people and moments of real fear if his future would work out or not, but he never gave up on his dream. So think about that. At 11 years old, Messi stood at 4'4". He had not grown in 2 years, and without that treatment, doctors said he might top out at just 4'7" as an adult. Every night, this little boy had to inject a needle of growth hormone into his legs so he could have a chance at a normal life. That medicine cost over $1,500 each month, and that was money his family did not have. His father was a steel worker, and his mother cleaned part-time, and they struggled desperately to pay for the treatment. One local club, Newell's Old Boys, helped for a while and covered some of the bills, but even they couldn't keep doing it. They weren't willing to invest long-term in such a young, tiny player. no other club in Argentina would pay either. To them, it was too expensive and too risky. There was no guarantee Messi's treatment would make him grow or make him a star. Some thought it just wasn't worth it. So imagine how that would feel for young Lionel, right? To hear that people who should have been in his corner decided he was too small and not worth the cost. His dream was on the line. And it must have been heartbreaking. But despite all of those doubts swirling around him, Messi did not let it stop him. He loved football too much. He was incredibly good at it. His coaches and teammates at the Newell's Old Boys could see his skill whenever he played. He might have been the shortest kid on the pitch, but he was often the most talented. He was scoring hundreds of goals in youth games, leaving the audience in awe. He refused to let his height define him. So every night when he took those injections, he was effectively telling himself, I'm not giving up. I'm going to do whatever it takes to reach my dream. He learned to give himself the shots at age 11, which is a scary thing for a kid, but he did it. And that built up his toughness and his self-reliance. So instead of feeling like a victim of his condition, Messi kept practicing and honing his skills. He stayed focused on the one thing that he could control, his effort on the field. And then when he was 13, that opportunity came from across the ocean. A few people in Barcelona had heard whispers about a tiny boy with giant talent. They saw videotapes of Messi weaving through defenders like magic, and Barcelona's youth academy invited him for a trial. Can you imagine how Messi must have felt flying to a brand new country, hoping that this was his chance? He was shy, he was in a strange new place, and everyone around him in the trial was much bigger than him. And it all came down to this moment. Not just a football career, but the possibility of a normal life for him was on the line. So Messi stepped onto that field in Barcelona and played like his life depended on it. And in a way, it did. He scored 5 goals in the trial game. He dribbled through players nearly twice his size. The ball seemingly glued to his foot as he weaved through defenders. The coaches watching were stunned. Within just a couple of minutes, one of Barcelona's directors was convinced this kid was a rare gem. Messi was the smallest on the pitch by a long shot, but he was also the most spectacular. And the director was so amazed that he took the slow walk around the field to collect himself, and then he immediately told his staff, sign him, don't even think about it. They didn't want to lose this wonder kid to anyone else. In fact, Barcelona was so eager to secure Messi that they grabbed the nearest piece of paper, which happened to be a simple napkin at the restaurant that evening, and signed a makeshift contract on the spot. That napkin promised that FC Barcelona would pay for Messi's medical treatment and take care of his family as long as he would play for them. Imagine the relief and the joy that Messi and his family felt at that moment. One day, they're on the verge of having to quit the treatment and possibly see Lionel's dream fade away. The next, a world-famous club was saying, we believe in your son and we will help him. It was the chance of a lifetime. Messi and his family uprooted their lives and moved to Spain. It was a leap of faith fueled by hope. But even after arriving in Barcelona, the journey wasn't easy. Messi was in a new country, far from all of his relatives and his friends. He was still a small developing kid who had to keep taking his injections and keep proving himself on the field. He missed home, and at one point his mother and siblings actually moved back to Argentina because the adjustment was so hard, leaving Messi in Spain with his father. There were moments of loneliness and homesickness. Many 13-year-olds would have broken down or lost focus, but not Messi. He kept going to training every day, quietly doing the work. His teammates and coaches noticed his determination. He was usually the smallest player in every single match, but he played with a giant heart. And over the years, that weakness people saw in Messi, his short height, actually became one of his greatest strengths. Because he wasn't big and tall, he developed a low center of gravity, which gave him amazing balance and agility on the pitch. Defenders would tower over him, thinking they could knock him off the ball, but he would just zip right past them. His quick, low strides and unbelievable ball control left opponents chasing shadows. In fact, opponents initially underestimated him because of his size, and that made it even easier for Messi to surprise them with his skills. He turned his body's build into an advantage for him. He couldn't outmuscle the big guys, so he outsmarted and outpaced them. He perfected his dribbling, making it an art form. It's said that because he was never going to outjump or outpower others, he focused on mastering the aspects of the game he could dominate, and he absolutely did. The very thing that some viewed as a limitation became part of what makes him arguably the best of all time. What an amazing turnaround. The kid who was once considered too weak and small to invest in became a player known for his incredible skill and balance on the ball. And year after year, Messi rose through the ranks. He starred for Barcelona's youth teams, then quickly for the senior team. By 17, he made his professional debut. By his early 20s, he was dominating world football. He broke record after record, racking up goals and winning awards. He became a multiple-time World Player of the Year. All of this success was built on a foundation of heart and hard work. Messi didn't magically become great. He worked for it. The injections helped him grow to a normal height. He ended up around 5'7", but it was his dedication that made him a giant in the sport. He sacrificed his childhood comforts for his dream, moving to another continent, enduring medical treatment, training relentlessly, and it paid off beyond anyone's expectations. And in 2022, more than 2 decades after that 13-year-old boy signed the Napkin contract, Lionel Messi stood on top of the world. The little kid from Rosario, Argentina, the one many thought might never grow or never make it, lifted the World Cup trophy as the captain of Argentina's national team. It was the ultimate triumph, the kind of moment every kid dreams about. Try to picture Messi in that moment, holding the World Cup high, tears in his eyes, a nation cheering his name. The boy who once had to beg clubs to help him pay for medicine had just led his country to the pinnacle of football. It's like a fairy tale, but it's real. And it happened because Messi refused to quit. He refused to let his setback define his destiny. And instead, he used it to motivate his journey. Also, if you want to take real action after this video, I made a free worksheet just for you. It covers the top lessons from today, gives you space to write your biggest takeaways, and helps you build a simple action plan. It's 100% free. Just click the link in the description to go grab it. I'll see you there. Now let's turn this inspiration to you. Messi's story is pretty extraordinary, but the truth is every single one of us faces challenges and setbacks in life. They may not be the same as Messi's, but they can feel just as overwhelming. So maybe you have something in your life that feels like a weakness or an unfair disadvantage. It could be a health issue like it was for Messi. It could be a physical trait or a lack of money or support. Maybe people around you are telling you that you can't do something, that you're not talented enough, you're not tall enough, you're not smart enough, or you're just not enough. Maybe you've even started to believe them. And I want you to think about Messi's story and realize that those people can be wrong. Your weakness can become your strength. Your setback can set the stage for an incredible comeback. And the first step is to believe in yourself and your dream, even when others don't. Messi had a few people who believed in him, his family, and eventually that one Barcelona scout. But through all the lonely nights and tough days, Messi himself had to believe that his dream was possible. If he didn't have that self-belief, he would have quit long before Barcelona ever came calling. So whatever your dream is, hold it tight. Even if it feels like the odds are against you, remind yourself why you want it and that you can do it. Second, be ready to fight and work hard for that dream. Like Messi said, you have to fight to reach your dream. You have to sacrifice and work hard for it. There's no way around this truth. Messi sacrificed a normal, easy childhood. He worked harder than everyone else on the pitch. You might have to put in extra hours, learn new skills, or face your fears. It might be painful, it might be tiring, but that's the price of admission for making a dream come true. And the good news is that hard work and sacrifice makes a success so much sweeter in the end. Every injection Messi took, every morning he woke up early to practice, every time he pushed through his homesickness, all of that built him into the champion that he eventually became. So what are you willing to sacrifice to overcome and reach your dream too? Third, look at the ways to turn your specific weaknesses into a strength. So this might mean developing other areas to compensate or using your unique situation as motivation. Messi's height pushed him to develop insane dribbling skills and field vision. In your case, think creatively. If, for example, you feel academically behind, maybe that struggle teaches you a better work ethic than others, which will serve you later on. If you come from a tough financial background, maybe that will drive your hunger to succeed and make you more resourceful. History is full of people who turned their weaknesses into strengths. Michael Jordan, in my opinion, the greatest basketball player ever, was once cut from his high school team because the coach thought he wasn't tall enough or good enough. And that rejection crushed him, but it also motivated him. He practiced even harder. He showed up every day determined to prove himself. Jordan grew a bit taller, yes, but more importantly, he grew tougher. He came back and made the team, and he kept improving until he became a legend. Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from one of her first television jobs and was told that she was unfit for TV because she got too emotional on camera. It would have been easy for her to think, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. But instead, she kept going. She found her own style and eventually revolutionized television with her empathy and her authenticity. The very thing that she was criticized for became the cornerstone of her actual success. So these examples, they go on and on. You can find tons of them. The key is these people, they don't let setbacks or criticism stop them. They use them. They learned, they adapted, and they kept moving forward. So you can do the same. Whatever you're facing right now, try to see the seed of opportunity inside it. It may not be obvious at first, and it definitely won't be easy to overcome, but that challenge could be forging you into someone stronger and more special. It might be teaching you perseverance or patience or more creativity. It might be giving you a story that will inspire others one day. I know when you're in the middle of a struggle, it's hard to see any kind of positives. I'm sure young Messi had nights when he just felt too tired of it all, tired of the needles, tired of being told no, but he pressed on. And so can you. Remember, setbacks don't decide your destiny. Your determination and your heart do. Messi's story could have ended in defeat, a boy who didn't grow and gave up on football. But he decided that wouldn't be the end of his story. He chose a different ending, one he had to fight for, but one that was worth every sacrifice. You have that power too. Your story is still being written, and you are the author. The pen is right here. It's in your hands, even when circumstances make it feel like it isn't. So, the next time someone tells you that you can't do something, think of Lionel Messi holding that World Cup trophy. Think of how many times he heard can't and how he proved them wrong. And let that light a fire inside you, because you have something special in you, just like Messi did. It may not be obvious to everyone yet. It might not even be obvious to you, but it's there. And if you nurture that talent or passion, if you protect it from the naysayers and feed it with hard work and belief, it will grow. In life, we all have moments where we feel small, when we feel like the odds are stacked against us. But remember, being small didn't stop Messi from reaching the absolute peak of his field. A setback at 15 didn't stop Michael Jordan. A harsh criticism didn't stop Oprah. And your challenges do not have to stop you. In fact, they can push you even further than you ever imagined. They can become the reason you succeed. Your heart, your talent, your grit, those are what will determine how far you go, not the obstacle in your path. So take Messi's words to heart. Fight for your dream. Work hard for it. When you stumble, get back up. When you feel weak, remember it's an opportunity to become stronger. Embrace the journey with all of its difficulties, because that is what shapes you. Keep going, keep believing, and one day you'll look back and see how far you've come. Just like Messi can look back at that 11-year-old boy and say, look where we are. And congratulations, you're one video closer to who you're meant to be.
Good afternoon, guys. I remember Stephen Covey saying in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that we have an emotional bank account. And when I heard that term, it really changed the way I looked at everything that I said and felt. So he says that we have an emotional bank account, which means that we can make deposits in our own self-worth emotional bank account, but we can make deposits in other people's emotional bank accounts. So we can choose to listen and try to understand people, even if we don't agree with what they're saying. That makes a deposit in their emotional bank account. And he says that we also make withdrawals when we decide to not fully try to understand people, as an example. So we have this emotional bank account, and it's what fulfills us or takes away from our true great selves. So I just wanted to share that with you. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
And reach for our toes with straight knees. Here we go. Again, enjoying fully. Reaching for our toes. Just like we're reaching always in life. Striving to be better than we were yesterday, a minute ago, a second ago. That's pure happiness. That's joy of learning, infinite mind wealth. Okay, and let's go V-shape now. And reach for the floor. Here we go. As far away from your body as you can. Feeling certain muscles being stretched. Your ability to think about that. That's your awareness, and that's your determination. The power to control your thoughts, to focus on your being right now. And switch. Reach for one side. Alrighty, and reach for the other side. Again, you're trying to touch your toes. If you don't, that's okay. Just reaching, feeling the joy of going for it. Alright, and let's pull our feet together and gently push our knees down with our elbows. Here you go. Feeling the pull a little bit on the inner thighs, just a little bit, as we gently use our elbows to push our knee towards the ground. Okay, one leg forward, one leg back. Go as far back as you can. Keep that knee on the ground though. And let's hold it there for 10 seconds. And switch to the side. Okay, and again, go as far back as you can, but keep your knee on the ground. A little bit with some space here, but we'll do our best. Always do our best. That's what we got. Okay, and let's go into Cobra stretch. So, belly's on the ground, push the floor, and look up at the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are. Wherever you are. Here we go. Hold it for 10 seconds. Alright, good everyone. Okay, and legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Once again, feeling that power to control our breathing the way we control our mind and our thoughts. So right now, let's see ourselves doing the best we can when that music goes on. For me today, I'm going to play 2 songs. Again, feel free to listen to my songs or have your own playing. But whatever you do, pick 2 exercises or 2 stretches or 2 movements that are safe within the space you have. And for one song, the duration of one song, try to keep going in that one specific exercise activity. For me, I'm going to be doing planks, holding the plank position for as long as I can for the first song, hopefully the whole song. And for the second song, I'm going to see in my mind right now, holding side plank position for each side for the duration of that song. I'm going to see that in my mind right now. Right now, see in your mind what you want to make real when that music goes on. See it with the full power that it's possible. See it with the full power of belief and intention, determination to do your best to make it happen. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Determination. It's all about belief. You gotta believe in yourself. Here we go. I believe I can do this. Let's see. What about you? What are you doing? Are you doing planks like me? If you are, let's go. The whole song. Listen to the words of this powerful song. Everything's about believing in yourself. Everything. It all begins there. Do you believe that you can do something? Do you believe that? No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard you gotta work, if you don't believe it, it'll never happen. Belief is the activating force, the key to unlocking the full power of our minds. And then we gotta determine to do it. There we go, everybody. Always believe. I miss and love your determination. I miss and love you all the time. But we are here right now together. We are united. Right now, working on holding a plank position maybe. I don't know what it is you're working on. You're doing a dance or something or an exercise. Keep moving. Keep going. Don't give up. Let's go. The whole song. We're doing this. The whole song. Let's go. That's right. Evan's right. We gotta fix our mindset. Meaning, if we correct our thoughts, turn them into nothing but positivity and belief in ourselves, all the rest of the anxiety, mind health challenges, all those lying thoughts will just go away. But you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Determination. Only you can do it. Only you can believe in you. Actually, others, of course, can believe in you, but the number one thing that will matter is whether you believe in yourself. You don't want to waste everyone else's belief in you. It'll all go away if you don't believe in yourself. But we were born to do it. We were born to believe in ourselves. First and foremost, to love ourselves no matter what. To know the truth of what others feel about us if they believe in us too. Almost there, almost there. Song's almost over. Let's go. Determination, let's go. Awesome work, determination. All right, next song.
Messi getting the better there of Capel. Lionel Messi finds a corner when there didn't appear to be a gap.
No hesitation from David there, ball to Messi. Wonderful.
Jugada ensayada, se revuelve Villa, se vuelve a revolver, la pelota para Messi, gol, 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 gol.
Believe. Now let's learn the incredible journey of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had a secret to get psyched up. He'd make up insults and take everything personally to motivate himself. If an opposing player even looked at him wrong, or sometimes did nothing at all, Jordan would invent a story that they disrespected him just to light a fire. In one famous case, a no-name player, LeBradford Smith, had a great game against him. Jordan pretended Smith said, "Nice game, Mike," in a mocking way. In reality, Smith never said it. Angry, Jordan dropped 36 points in the first half of their very next matchup, utterly destroying him. Years later, Jordan admitted he made that story up to psych himself up. This habit of turning any slight, real or imagined, into competitive motivation became legendary in The Last Dance documentary. It shows how far he'd go to never lose. "I failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." Michael Jordan. I'm not a huge fan personally of leaning into the dark side to get your energy, but it can be extremely powerful in short bursts. What do you think? Why anger can boost performance. Michael Jordan wasn't the only one to turn negativity into motivation. NFL legend Tom Brady similarly kept a chip on his shoulder after being the 199th draft pick, using that feeling of disrespect to drive himself to greatness. Walt Disney's newspaper editor once fired him for lacking imagination and having no good ideas. Instead of giving up, Disney proved them wrong by later creating Mickey Mouse and Disneyland, transforming that early insult into motivation for success. These stories show a common pattern. Sometimes being doubted or insulted fires people up to work harder and achieve more. Why does this dark side motivation work? Anger and frustration can light a spark under you. When you feel angry, your body pumps out adrenaline. Your heart beats faster. You feel a surge of energy, and you focus on defeating the challenge in front of you. Psychologists say all emotions have a purpose, even the negative ones. Anger is basically a signal that something is wrong or unfair, and it prepares you to fix it. In Jordan's case, anything that felt like disrespect became gasoline to a high-powered engine, fueling his drive to win. Anger might feel like a negative force, but it can actually give you a surge of energy to overcome the obstacles in front of you. In fact, scientific studies have found that people perform better on challenging tasks when they're a bit mad compared to when they feel neutral or indifferent. In one set of experiments, participants were purposely made angry by, say, facing insults or frustrating problems, and then given hard problems and games to tackle. The results were pretty clear. Those who got angry first persisted longer and scored higher on the tough tasks than those who stayed calm. The anger created extra effort and focus toward the goal, often leading to greater success. As one researcher put it, anger increases effort towards attaining a desired goal, frequently resulting in greater success. So, a little bit of that fiery feeling can push you to do what you didn't think you could do. Interestingly, positive emotions alone aren't always enough in high-stakes moments. We usually prefer to feel happy, relaxed, but mixing in some anger can supercharge motivation. A recent psychology study suggests that a mix of emotions, including negative emotions like anger, result in the best outcome. So, in other words, tapping into your dark side once in a while in small doses might give you an edge when you face a difficult goal. It's like how Michael Jordan famously found any little slight and said, "I took it personally." That mentality gave him an extra competitive edge when he needed it most. The dangers of living in anger. While anger can pump you up to win, living in a constant state of anger has serious downsides. Michael Jordan could turn it on during a game, but you wouldn't want to carry that fury all the time. First off, being angry too often is hard on your health. Studies show that people who are frequently angry are more prone to health issues like high blood pressure, heart attacks, strokes, and chronic pain. It also hurts your relationships. If you're always irritable or lashing out, friends and family won't exactly enjoy being around you. Another big risk of leaning into the dark side is it can lead to bad decisions. Anger is a powerful emotion, but it isn't very smart on its own. When you're mad, you might act without thinking of the consequences. Researchers found that while anger boosted people's success in a task, it also made them more likely to cheat or behave unethically to achieve that success. In one experiment, angry participants solved more problems, but they also were more willing to bend the rules to win. And that makes sense. Anger just wants to remove the obstacles, and sometimes it doesn't care how. If you let anger control you, you might end up doing something that you regret, like hurting someone or breaking someone or cheating in pursuit of your goal. As psychologist Dr. Heather Lynch explains, the intense responses that come with anger are not necessarily leading you towards a good or beneficial response. Because of these dangers, it's important not to stay in attack mode constantly. Think of anger like a burst of fuel. Great for short sprints, but too toxic to use all day. And if you're angry all the time, it will drive out positive feelings and leave you stressed and drained. Even Michael Jordan, as ferocious as he was on the court, didn't live his entire life in vengeance mode. He could turn it on and enjoy his victories after the game. But for the rest of us, the key is making anger serve you, not control you. Use it when you need that push, but don't let it take over your mindset or turn you into a person that you don't want to be. How to harness the dark side productively. So, how can you lean into the dark side safely using anger or frustration as a tool without burning yourself out or doing something you'll regret? Here are a few tips. Number one, use it sparingly. Save your anger boost for when you truly need extra fire, like a high-pressure project, a competition you've entered, or you're trying to overcome a slump. For everyday motivation, it's better to rely on positive habits and passion. Think of anger as a secret weapon for special situations, not your daily fuel. Next, pick a specific target. If you're going to tap into anger, focus it on a clear goal or challenge. So maybe someone said you can't do something. Fine, use that comment as energy to prove them wrong. Michael Jordan didn't just rage aimlessly, he directed his anger at winning the next game. Choose one enemy, a problem, a doubter, and channel your intensity into beating that target and only that target. Next, stay in control. The point is to let anger motivate your work, not make you lose your cool. So channel that fire into practice, into planning or extra effort, not into yelling at people or making rash moves. If Jordan felt disrespected, he responded by training harder and playing harder, not by fighting, at least off the court. Use that edge to push yourself. Run an extra mile, study an extra hour, double down on your craft rather than to lash out on others. Next, set a time limit.
Don't live in anger for too long. It's stressful and exhausting to stay mad. Give yourself a mental time frame to use that "I'll show them" energy. So for example, okay, I'm going to spend the next hour totally focused, fueled by this frustration, and knock this task out of the park. And after that, let it go, cool down, and reset to a positive mindset. Remember, anger is a sprint, not a marathon. Next, reconnect with your positive why. After you've used that burst of dark energy, refocus on the positive reasons you do what you do. Maybe you ultimately play basketball because you love the game, or you build your business because you want to help customers. Don't let your whole motivation become anger or revenge. Those can kickstart you, but long-term success comes from love, passion, and purpose. Even Jordan was fundamentally driven by his love of competition and winning, not just hatred of losing. Use anger as a jump cable, but keep your main engine running on positive fuel like passion, curiosity, and self-belief. Light and dark in balance. To maximize your potential, you don't have to be angry all the time. But in those moments when you're feeling flat or facing a huge challenge, channeling a bit of that dark side can give you a powerful boost. Michael Jordan showed that even imagined insults could ignite a real flame in his performance. A short burst of anger or indignation can shock you out of complacency and into action. It can make you say, "Enough. I'm going to give it everything I've got." And sometimes that's exactly what you need to break through a barrier. Just remember that anger is a tool, not a lifestyle. Use it wisely. It can help you smash a goal or silence a critic. But if you rely on rage for too long, it will cost you in your health, your happiness, your relationships. So take a page from the champions. When someone doubts you or life knocks you down, you could take it personally for a moment and let that light a fire in you, then channel that fire to do something great. Prove to yourself what you're capable of. After you've turned that spark into success, let the anger go and enjoy the win, because you earned it. And congratulations, you're one video closer to who you're meant to be. Believe.
Now here's my take on the top 10 greatest basketball players of all time. Basketball has produced some of the most inspiring figures in sports, and in this countdown, we'll explore the top 10 greatest basketball players ever. Not just for their stats and championships, but for their mindset, leadership, hard work, and the impact they've had on and off the court. Each of these legends from different eras faced challenges and overcame obstacles. Their stories teach us lessons in perseverance, teamwork, and the power of dedication. Let's dive into the list from 10 to 1 and discover what makes each of these players truly great. Number 10 on our list is Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the sharpshooting superstar who revolutionized modern basketball with his three-point shooting. At 6'2" and not as physically imposing as many of his peers, Curry became a two-time MVP and four-time NBA champion through skill, vision, and relentless practice. He's often called the greatest shooter of all time, but his greatness isn't just about his shooting. It's about his heart and his hard work. Off the court, he is known for his humility, philanthropy, and leadership by example. Now, Curry's journey is the classic underdog story. He came out of high school. Many top college programs thought he was too small. He had to prove himself at tiny Davidson College, where he lit up the NCAA tournament and put himself on the map. Even after reaching the NBA, he faced serious ankle injuries early in his career that almost derailed him. And instead of giving up, Curry strengthened his body and refined his skills. He turned every doubt into motivation. "If you don't fall, how are you going to know what getting up is like?" Curry once said, reminding us that setbacks teach us resilience. And those early stumbles fueled his rise to MVP status. Curry's success is not an accident, it's a choice he made to work extremely hard and believe in himself. He is proof that you don't need to be the tallest or the strongest if you master your craft and stay dedicated. By perfecting his long-range shot, he changed the way basketball is played. Today's teams emphasize three-point shooting largely because of him. His leadership is also defined by joy and team spirit. He plays with a contagious enthusiasm that lifts up his teammates. The lesson from Steph Curry's story is that confidence plus effort can rewrite the rules. Young players who might be overlooked can look to Curry and remember that with enough practice and passion, nothing will be given to us, and we must earn every success. Steph's journey from underdog to all-time great inspires us to embrace our own challenges as opportunities to rise.
Good evening, guys. I want to share with you an example from Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and how we can all laugh our way to infinite mind wealth as we make mistakes. I remember a mistake he was describing by a gentleman who thought he was understanding his son, that he was actually trying to fully understand him. By posing the question, I remember he was telling Stephen Covey, I don't understand my son. He just won't listen to me. And try to think if you've ever done this before, because I know I have. And then Stephen Covey would say to him, let me get this straight. You don't understand your son because he won't listen to you. And so it went on back and forth until finally Stephen Covey said to him, I thought that to understand someone else, you had to listen to them. But the man was trapped in his own mind. He thought that he understood his son, and he just kept going on and on. So we got to remember, this is a tough process. Have a great evening, everyone. All right, side planks for me. Here I go. Holding one side for half the song and maybe holding the other side for the other half. Listening to, again, powerful music, energy, words. Bob was right. One love. Bob Marley knew the truth, just like you know the truth. We all know the truth. We're made of it. Of course. If we just take our minds when they're negative and they're anxious and stressed and fearing, if we took our minds, our thoughts, and just moved them out of the way, all there is love. We are made of pure love, pure infinite intelligence. We get to work on our bodies, our minds all the time to be the true beings that we were born to be. Even if we feel like quitting, it's hard. It's hard to control our minds, to get it out of the way. But we can do what we were born to do. Alright, let's go to the other side now. Here we go. Oh, love it. Feeling the sweat. All that old fluid leaving the body. Make room for some new, good fluid. Here we go. Just like our new thoughts. We get rid of the old thoughts that don't serve us to make room for new, good thoughts, positive thoughts that serve us to be who we were all born to be. Love. That's it. Simple. No hate. No anger. Those things are going to be there. We're going to feel it sometimes, but with our determination, we can determine love, not hate. Determination, not giving up. Happiness, not depression. Joy, not sadness. How's everyone doing? Hanging in there, keep going. We're almost done. Let's always be united together, just like we are right now, right here. Alright. I'm proud of my effort. How about you? How about you? How about you, determination? I'm proud of you. I love you.
Thiago plays the ball through to Messi. It's Messi, it's Leo Messi. It's 5-1 to Barcelona.
Free kick taken quickly by Xavi. Messi onto the return. And it's Lionel Messi! It's glorious! Bursting runs through the midfield. Instead it's with Pedro and Messi! What a brilliant finish!
Cutting edge.
Number 9 on the list, Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, nicknamed the Big Fundamental, is the cornerstone of the San Antonio Spurs dynasty and widely considered the greatest power forward of all time. Let's talk stats. He won 5 NBA championships and 3 finals MVPs, anchoring a franchise that made the playoffs in every season of his 19-year career. Duncan was never flashy. Instead, he was consistent, humble, and team-oriented. He earned the respect of everyone by doing the little things right and putting the team first game after game. In fact, his legacy is being a model of humility and teamwork in the modern NBA. Duncan's path to basketball greatness was unusual. As a child growing up in the U.S. Virgin Islands, his first dream was to become an Olympic swimmer. A hurricane destroyed his island's only Olympic-sized pool, and around the same time, his mother passed away from cancer when Tim was 14. Now, these hardships could have crushed him, but instead they led him to basketball. Duncan only started playing basketball as a teenager far later than most pros. He embraced the new sport with the same level of discipline that he learned from swimming. He'd also promised his mom that he'd get his college degree, and he did, graduating before entering the NBA. Now, despite being the #1 draft pick, he stayed humble and coachable. He focused on fundamentals, his footwork, his defense, his bank shots. His mother had taught him a simple motto: good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. Duncan lived by those words, constantly turning his good into better through effort. Duncan's leadership was quiet but powerful. He never sought the spotlight or trash talk. Instead, he lifted others up. He led by example, showing that consistency and integrity win in the long run. Younger teammates saw how he never took plays off, how he stayed calm under pressure, and they followed his lead. Over nearly 2 decades, he helped build one of the most consistent winning franchises in sports. For entrepreneurs and young achievers, Tim Duncan proves that you can be both humble and the best. You don't need to brag or show off. If you put in the work every day, your results will speak for you. His career is a testament to fundamentals, patience, and staying true to your values, no matter the challenges that forced you to change course. At number 8 on the list, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, simply known as Shaq, is one of the most dominant forces basketball has ever seen. Standing 7'1" and over 300 pounds in his prime, Shaq overpowered entire teams with his size and strength. He was a 4-time NBA champion, 3 with the Lakers alongside Kobe Bryant, and 1 with the Miami Heat, and a league MVP in 2000. Beyond the stats, Shaq's huge personality made him a global icon. He was famous for breaking backboards with dunks, but also for making people laugh with his jokes and bringing fun to the sport. On the court, he was a physical force, and off the court, he became a successful businessman and entertainer. Now, it might seem like Shaq had it easy because of his height, but he faced his own challenges growing up. As a kid, he was often the biggest in his class and felt awkward and out of place. He moved frequently because his stepfather was in the military, which meant he had to constantly adapt to new environments. Shaq also had a glaring weakness in his game: free throw shooting. Opponents often fouled him on purpose, called the Hack-a-Shaq, because they knew free throws were hard for him. Instead of letting that humiliation break his confidence, Shaq kept practicing and maintained a sense of humor about it, famously saying, "Me shooting 40% from the foul line is just God's way to say nobody's perfect." He learned to turn criticism into motivation. "I had to learn at an early age to turn criticism into motivation," Shaq recalls. Early in his NBA career, some doubted if he could ever win a championship. Shaq answered by training harder, even learning from legends like Hakeem Olajuwon, and eventually became a 3-time Finals MVP with the Lakers. Shaq's mindset blends hard work with a positive outlook. One of his favorite personal quotes is, "Never worry about the problem, always worry about the solution." In other words, don't get stuck complaining, focus on fixing things. On the court, that meant if another team exposed a weakness, Shaq and his coaches would adjust their strategy. For example, improving his passing out of double teams. In life after basketball, Shaq applied the same philosophy. He went back to school and earned a doctorate degree in education, and he invested wisely, from tech stocks to franchise businesses. He's expanded his reach into entertainment and business, becoming a successful entrepreneur. For young fans and entrepreneurs, Shaq shows the value of adaptability and big-hearted leadership. He reminds us to embrace who we are, even our flaws, keep learning, and use our success to make others smile. Whether dominating the paint or cracking a joke on TV, Shaq's approach is about confidence with a smile. Tackle challenges head on, but have fun along the way. Coming in at number 7 is Larry Bird. Larry Bird is a Boston Celtics legend and one of the most complete players in basketball history. A 3-time NBA champion and 3-time MVP in the 1980s, Bird could do it all. He was an elite shooter, a clever passer, a tough rebounder, and a notorious clutch performer. Bird wasn't the fastest or highest jumping player, but his competitiveness and skill were unmatched. Along with Magic Johnson, he helped save and popularize the NBA in the 1980s thanks to their famed rivalry that captivated the nation. Larry Bird's swagger, work ethic, and will to win made him an icon. Fans in Boston called him Larry Legend, and to this day, he's revered as the embodiment of hard-nosed, blue-collar excellence. Now, Bird's journey from a small-town kid in French Lick, Indiana, to NBA superstardom is full of challenges. He grew up in a poor family and faced tragedy when his father took his own life during Larry's teen years. Bird briefly attended Indiana University, but felt out of place and dropped out, later enrolling at tiny Indiana State University. Many thought he'd thrown away his chance at big-time basketball, but Bird found his confidence at Indiana State, carrying them to the NCAA championship game where he faced Magic Johnson in 1979. Critics said he wasn't athletic enough for the NBA, but he proved them wrong from his rookie year, winning Rookie of the Year and transforming the Celtics. Bird also battled through serious injuries. During his career, he played through back pain and even finished games after smashing his head on the court. His solution to every setback was the same: outwork everyone. Bird was famous for arriving at the gym early and shooting hundreds of practice shots every single day. A winner is someone who recognizes his God-given talents, works his tail off to develop them into skills, and uses those skills to accomplish his goals, Bird said, explaining his philosophy. Even when he lost the game, he'd study what he did wrong and come back better. Even when I lost, I learned what my weaknesses were and I went out the next day to turn those weaknesses into strengths, he said. This relentless drive turned a slow, small-town kid into an NBA legend. Now, Larry Bird's mindset can be summed up in one word: competitive. He absolutely hated losing and was willing to do whatever it took to win. Dive for loose balls, talk trash to opponents, or spend extra hours in the gym. His confidence was legendary. He once told opponents exactly how he'd beat them with a last-second shot, and then he did it. Bird's leadership was about elevating his teammates' play. He led by example with toughness and by making the smart pass to the open man. Off the court, Bird stayed humble and true to his roots, never seeking the spotlight. His story teaches us that hard work beats pure talent when talent doesn't work hard. For entrepreneurs and young fans, Larry Bird is proof that if you put in the effort to master your craft, you can compete with anyone. He showed that believing in yourself, even when others underestimate you, is key. Bird once said, "I wasn't real quick and I wasn't real strong, so I beat them with my mind and my fundamentals." He turned his mind into his greatest weapon. So the takeaway for you was know your strengths, shore up your weaknesses, and never, ever back down from a challenge. Coming in at number 6 is Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is often hailed as the closest thing to Michael Jordan since Michael Jordan. A 5-time NBA champion with the Los Angeles Lakers, Kobe's combination of skill, drive, and clutch ability made him one of the most feared competitors ever. He scored 33,643 points in his career, that's 4th all-time, and once dropped 81 points in a single game. But what truly defines Kobe's legacy is the Mamba mentality, his term for relentless focus, ultra-competitive fire, and constant self-improvement. Kobe approached basketball and later business and storytelling with an almost obsessive dedication. He would practice in the early morning hours while others slept, always looking for an edge. His passion and dedication inspired a global fan base, and even after his playing days, athletes across sports cite Kobe's work ethic as a major influence. Now, Kobe's road to greatness had its share of bumps. He entered the NBA at age 18, straight out of high school, and at first, he really struggled. In one of his first playoff series, he shot multiple air balls in clutch moments, failing in front of millions of viewers. Now, rather than losing confidence, Kobe used that as fuel to get better. That summer, he reportedly spent hours improving his jump shot. Throughout his career, whenever Kobe failed or fell short, he came back stronger. Everything negative, pressure, challenges is all an opportunity for me to rise, Kobe famously said. He truly believed that adversity was the best teacher. In 2003, Kobe faced a serious personal and legal crisis. A sexual assault charge was later resolved out of court that could have ended his career and damaged his reputation. It was an extremely dark period, but Kobe focused on basketball as his sanctuary and worked through it, eventually rebuilding his image. He also endured tough seasons on the court, like in 2008 when the Lakers lost the NBA Finals, or when star teammate Shaq left and critics said Kobe Kobe couldn't win without him. Kobe responded by leading the league in scoring and winning back-to-back championships in 2009 and 2010, proving the doubters wrong. But perhaps his biggest physical challenge came in 2013 when at 34 years old, he tore his Achilles tendon, one of the most devastating injuries for a basketball player. In a display of pure determination, Kobe walked to the free throw line and made 2 free throws on the torn Achilles before leaving the game. He attacked rehabilitation and managed to return to play again, defying expectations for someone his age. While he wasn't the same explosively after that injury, he adjusted his game and still had a memorable 60-point performance in the final game of his career. Kobe's mindset was ultra aggressive. He believed in working harder than anyone else and never shied away from the big moments. He once said, "If you're afraid to fail, then you're probably going to fail," capturing his fearless approach. He was known to seek out challenges. If there was a tough defender, Kobe wanted to go at him. His Mamba mentality is essentially about constant improvement and resilience. As he described it, the moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win. So he never gave up. Kobe's intense approach wasn't always easy on his teammates. He could be very demanding, but he lifted those who embraced the challenge. Young players like Julius Randle later said they learned immensely from Kobe's mentorship and mindset. Off the court, Kobe applied the same passion to new endeavors. He won an Academy Award for a short film that he made, wrote books for young athletes, and launched ventures in media and investments. He showed that the principles of success carry over from basketball to business: discipline, learning, creativity. The lesson from Kobe Bryant is that greatness isn't a gift, it's a choice. He chose to put in the extra work every day, to play through the pain, and to never be satisfied with past success. For anyone chasing a dream, Kobe's life stands as a great testament. Embrace that grind, face the pressure, and use the setback as your opportunity to rise to a new level. In the end, his legacy isn't just his 5 rings, it's an example of pursuing excellence with every fiber of your being.
Here we are again, ending the way we begun today together. Knowing the truth, though, that nothing ever ends, nothing is ever over. Determination is never over, never done. Because we are an energy. We are one energy. The way we take control of our breathing in this moment, the way we did our best today on all the exercises and stretches we did, that's the same way, same process we can use to make the best decisions. No, not decisions, determinations. Positive choices, loving choices, peaceful, grateful, mind healthy, mind wealthy choices, determinations. We don't choose and lose, we determine and win. Just like we won again today, here, right now. Just like we're winning right here, right now, just by being, our presence, who we are. By believing and truly knowing the absolute truth that can never be taken away from you by words, by actions of others, or any things, any negativity, any sort of losses, pain, suffering, lies that is taking place. Those are lies. That's not the truth of what we were all born to do and be. That's just the mind that has taken over. The collective mind, our individual minds, but we have the power. We have our determination. We have the power to separate our minds from who we really are. Love, that infinite energy that is responsible for all that you are, see, the universe. What else could create something so magnificent other than love? The power of love. The love that's in you, in all of us. So let's just get our thoughts, our negativity, our anxieties, our stresses, when things don't go our way or as they should, get those thoughts out of the way. And feel the truth when all that has gone away. It's love. It's infinite intelligence. It's you. I love your determination. Another great time together. Take this with you. Take this energy, the way you feel right now. Hopefully you feel better than you did when we started. And you won your morning. You won your mind. You won your life in this moment. And you can win it all the time, wherever you go today. Whoever you're with, whatever you're doing, no matter what's going on outside your mind, out in the world. This is the starting place, aligned with this, that can change everything. I love your determination. Have a great day, a great week, and always a great life. I'll see you next time.